Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Ganana Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvanno Debisi Dasadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vajabhirvajinivati Dhinam Vitriyavatu Vagdevyai Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddhajnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya ramakrishnaya te namaha. Jananim saradam devim ramakrishnam jagadgurum padapadme tayo sritva pranamami muhurmuhuh. Namah Shriyati Rajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Yairime Guru Bhipurvam Padavakya Pramanataha Vyakhyata Sarva Vedantaha Tanityam Pranatosmyaham Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badharayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Every human being is ever free without any bondage. Nitya Muktaha. But still, every human being finds himself in bondage at all time. Nitya Baddhaha Aham is the experience of the individual. Nitya Muktaha Tvam is the revelation of the Vedantic Pramana. So the bondage has to be removed and the freedom has to be gained. The freedom has to be gained by whom? By the individual who considers himself as in bondage. The fact is, he is already free, but still he considers himself as in bondage. This freedom, which is his own birthright, has to be gained by him as though it has to be gained. It is already gained one. So what makes a person to consider himself as in bondage is nothing but his own mind. A prince considers himself as a beggar. His beggarliness is not a reality. It is notional. So this notion has to be removed in order to gain his princehood. Like Karna's Kaunteyatvam is a reality, but he is not aware of that, and he considers himself as Sutaputraha. This Sutaputratvam is the superimposition which is in his own mind, which has to be removed. The removal of Sutaputratvam will happen only when he gains the knowledge that I am Kaunteya, Kunti Putraha. So it is as though gaining the princehood, which has to be gained by the Karna, is as though gain. It is not a real gain. That's why Upanishad says, Yeshaha sarveshu bhuteshu gudo atma na prakashate. Sarveshu bhuteshu atma asti, but gudaha asti, therefore na prakashate. It is hidden. Where? In his own mind. Drishyate tu agriya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmadarshivihi. It is recognized only by a sukshmadarshi. If his mind is trained to see the subtle things, then only he can see the most subtlest one. So, we have to train the mind to see certain subtle things. Generally, mind is paranchikani. It is designed to see only gross things. Vedrinat Swayambhu, Paranchikani, Vedrinat Swayambhu. Bhagavan has made these instruments, both inner instrument and external instrument. Inner instrument, mind, external instrument, senses, towards outward going. So, Kachid Dhiraha Pratyagatmanam Aikshat. Dhiraha, only an intelligent person turns back his own mind and senses and try to find the treasure which happened to be his own birthright. What is that treasure? Freedom. Because of notional absence of this freedom in his mind, he considers himself as a beggar. Whole life he begs and begs and begs. I want. Tampura goes on. What I want differs from time to time, person to person. But that I want, that idea never goes off. Therefore, Upanishad says, Sukshmaya Sukshmadarshibihi Buddhya Drishyate. Find out your own treasure. So this finding happened to be a big journey. Upanishad considers this search for treasure. The treasure hunters are there now. So they go for a journey. They hear there is a treasure in certain mountain which is after 7 seas or something like that. So they go for journey. So journey means you need so many things to accompany with you. You need a vehicle, you need something for eating, food packets and accessories. So the Upanishad considers this finding our own real treasure as a journey. The person who searches is the Yajamana of the chariot. Atmanam rathinam vidhi shariragam rathamevatu buddhim tu saratim vidhi manah pragrahamevacha indriyani haya naguhu vishayagasteshu gocharan atmendriya mano yuktam bhokte tyahur manishinaha. Ityahu manishinaha. The people who have become wise before you, who have found out the treasure, say like this. What they say? Atmanagam rathinam vidhi. The first person singular is the Yajamanaha The I is the Yajamanaha. Shariram Ratham. The vehicle for this journey, Shariram, body. Who is the driver? Buddhim tu Saratim Vidhi. Indriyani Hayanahu. All the Indriyas are compared to horses. So that which connects the horse and the driver, Mana Pragrahamevacha, mind, emotional aspect of the mind, which we call as mind. Thinking aspect of the mind is called Buddhi. Storing aspect of the mind is called Chittam. Identifying oneself with body is called Ahankara. All these are four functions of one and the same inner instrument called Antakaranam. Inner instrument. Antakarana means inner instrument. So this inner instrument, which happen to be functioning as buddhi and as mind, has to control the external instruments called senses, which are compared here for horses. Indriyani hayanahuhu vishayagusteshu gocharan atmendriyamano yuktam bhokte tyahurmanishinaha yastu avijnanavan bhavati ayuktena manasa sada tasya indriyani avashyani dushtashva iva sarate. If the buddhi is an idiotic one, if the driver is not capable one, then what is his condition? Indriyani dushtashva, dushtashva, bad horse. Yastu vijnanavan bhavati yuktena manasa sada. If the driver buddhi is capable one, then tasya indriyani vashyani. There avashyani, here vashyani. It is under control. Sadashva iva sarate. Trained horses. That is dushtashva iva sarate. Untrained, rough horse. If there is no control over the horses, over the senses, the person who is sitting in the chariot, what will be his condition? Upanishad says, Yastu avijnanavan bhavati amanaska sada ashuchihi. Amanaskaha sada ashuchihi. If the mind is full of impurities, weaknesses, then nasa tatpadam apnoti. He doesn't reach the destination. Where he will reach? Somewhere else he will fall down, that's all. Samsaram chadhi gacchati. Already he is on the road, he fell down again on the side of the road. He will not reach the destination. Yastu vijnanavan bhavati samanaskaha sadashuchihi. Sadashuchihi samanaskaha. With full of control over his own mind and thought process. Satu tatpadam apnoti. Yasmad bhuyo na jayate. He attains that destination from where it doesn't come back and beg. Coming back means what? Begging. Simple begging. From that day one onwards, as a child, the child cries. Crying means begging only. Same child can laugh and say, come, come, my love is for you all. It can start giving. Srishti can be like that. The day one and the first moment can start as even the child comes, don't worry. As Krishna Avatara, Bhagavan Krishna got birth, manifested. He brought all the toys and whatever personal his belongings. He has brought a dress and everything, that alankara, because parents are poor, they are in the prison, so they should not feel bad. So first moment itself, Abhayam. Don't worry. Don't bother about Kamsa's 2 hands. I have 4 hands. Don't bother about Kamsa's sword. I have Gada. So like that, every human being can be. So every human child can tell, don't worry, mommy, don't worry. I am here to give you. But that is not the case. So birth means begging. Death means again begging. Again birth, again death. Begging to begging to begging, whole life begging. This is called bondage. So yasmad bhuyaha na jayate. Vijnanasara yastu manaf pragraha vanaraha sodhvana paramapnoti tadvishno paramam padam. Vishno paramam padam. Akhanda padam. Vishnu who means akhanda vastu. Not Vaikuntavasi Vishnu. Vaikuntavasi Vishnu knows that I am Vishnu who akhanda vastu. Rame parthasti kartavyam trishu lokesha kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta evacha karma. Bhagavan says, I know, Arjuna, that I need not beg. So like that every child can be. But unfortunately, this begging mind continues to begging here. Janma after janma. So this search for spiritual treasure is a journey in which the mind has to be prepared. That's what it was mentioned in our scriptures. Sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikari alone can find the treasure. An adhikari, a qualified person, should have the sampanna, should be a sampannaha. Sampannaha means a wealthy man. What wealth? These inner wealths. Inner wealth called Viveka Shakti of Buddhi, Vairagyam of the mind. And now the third category is Shama, Dhamma, Adi, Shatka Sampattihi. 6 inner treasures. First 2 inner treasures already told. Viveka and Vairagya. And again, third category in which 6 treasures are kept. The locker, inside the locker like that going on. You have to imagine bureau, then one cupboard, then locker, in that one box, there one Vaira Vaidurya is there. So, Upanishad says, you can find out only if you have all these qualities. Otherwise, it is a mere meandering. Simply, you can talk about it, you can hear it, you can take notes also. Nothing will happen. Only if you are aware of the need of these inner treasures. Only if you put yourself seriously in the pursuit of gaining this. These are all things to be gained. Moksha need not be gained. Moksha is our birthright. Understand? Knowledge has to be gained. To gain that knowledge about oneself, one should have these treasures, which are also have to be gained. So all sadhanas, all devotional practices, all religious anushtanas, these are all meant for only for gaining this. Because it belongs to mind. Moksha doesn't belong to mind. Knowledge belongs to mind. Therefore, has to be gained. And to gain that knowledge, the mind should have, again, qualifications. These are all the inner qualifications. So, Viveka automatically leads to Vairagyam. Vairagyam automatically will lead to Samadhi Shatkasam. 6 treasures of mind, they are called. Tamevam Vedanu Brahmanaha Vividishanti. We go for this knowledge Who will go for Brahmanaha? Viveki alone. Brahmanaha means who? Viveki alone. Which type of Brahmanaha? Pariksha karmachitan Brahmanaha. Nirvedamayat Brahmanaha vividishanti. How they get this Brahmanatvam? How they get their inner awakening in their mind? Yajnene, danene, tapasa, anashakene. It is not given freely to anyone. It has to be acquired. This Viveka Shakti is awakened only if a person committed for puja, prayers, japam, bhajans, nama sankirtan, sadhu seva, satsanga, daridra narayana seva, tapasa, danene, yajnene. So all our religious life, if it is sincerely practiced, will lead to awakening of Viveka Shakti, will give the status called Brahmanatvam. Guna Brahmanatvam has to be gained. Then, from there also he can get diverted. Understand? Then, he has to sincerely desire for freedom. This Guna Brahmanatvam can be used for some other purpose also, like Ravana. He also did puja, tapas, everything. But he used it for what? Gaining extraterritorial pleasures. He did tapas in Bhumi only, but he wanted something from otherworldly existence, pleasures and power, lordship over other worlds. So there is a possibility of getting diverted. Upanishad says, Tasmadevam icchantaha dantaha uparatihi titikshuhu samahitaha bhutva atmanyeva atmanam pashyati sarvatmanam pashyati. The driver can be very intelligent. He can have the control over the horses. But direction, understand? Direction makes difference. Same journey in wrong direction. Fast driver. Fast driver means a driver who can drive fastly. Intelligent driver. But in wrong direction. So direction is mentioned here. Dantaha uparatihi titikshuhu samahitaha bhutva. This only is the pramana for samadhi shatka sampatti. So when Vedantic tradition acharyas prescribe certain sadhanas, they should have pramana vakyam for that sadhana. Who told that if I get this, I will get that? I am telling, he cannot tell. This is the mistake done by the Buddha. He told, meditate, you will get. Who told? I am telling. So people started meditating. Each one got what they wanted. Not the reality. Understood? The very Buddha himself, it is told, what he got only Bhagavan knows. Because there are 4 opinions, this is what Buddha got. All the 4 are useless. In Brahma Sutra, Vyasacharya negates all the ideas of Buddhism. Shankaracharya writes commentary on that. This is the reality, one group says. This is the reality found out by Buddha. What is the reality? Kshanikam. Sarvam Kshanikam. How much contradictory you see? Sarvam Kshanikam. Kshanikam is reality. The very reality means that which exists, na? Here he says that which doesn't exist permanently is called reality. Another fellow says, no, he is wrong. My Buddha Dev has found out Shunyam as the reality. Kya avastha? So Shankaracharya says, all right, you fellows quarrel with yourself. I have nothing to do with you people. If this is the truth found out by a person called Buddha, then he must be ignorant. With that judgment he comes away. So every sadhana should have pramanam. Yajna, dana, tapas lead to Viveka Shakti. Viveka Shakti leads to automatically Nirvedamaya. Understood? It is a natural consequence. That Nirvedatvam will lead to Shatka Sampatti. Without this Nirvedatvam, without this Shatka Sampatti, it is not possible for a seeker to go in search of freedom. He can get so many other things. With Viveka and Vairagya, without Shatka Sampatti, he can get so many otherworldly lordships like Ravana. He was a Viveki. What Viveki? I should not go behind these small things. He also thought, this 100-year Jivana of Manushya and this small 5 idli eating capacity, no. Kinghood of small kingdom, nothing. I should be a Triloka Chakravarti. He also wanted Akhandatvam only. Understood? But it is in the form of otherworldly desires, not finding real Akhandat. He wanted big, but big also within the limitations. Understand? So, Upanishad says, without these inner treasures, without these mental traits with you, you cannot find out the reality about yourself. Na virado duscharitar, na shanto, na samahitaha, na shantamanaso vapi, prajnane nainam apnuya. Previous mantra told, Dantaha uparatihi titikshu samahitaha bhutva atmanyeva atmanam pashyat. If you have these traits, you will find out your reality. If you don't have these traits, that also should be told. Na avirataha duscharita. If a person is not withdrawn himself from leading a immoral life, duscharita avirataha na chet ashantaha bhavati. Restless, he will be always restless. So, na ashantaha. It is not possible for a ashanti person to gain. Na asamahitaha. He is not a samahita purushaha. If he is not a samahita means what? Not samadhi. Samahitam. Samahita means focused. Asamahita means it is all disturbed and diverted. Vikshipta manaha. Na yenam prajnanam apnuyat. You cannot gain. Therefore, based on this pramanam, our tradition prescribes this gaining inner treasures. These are all gained through tapas. Consciously it should be acquired, like wealth. Understand? Every money you earn, if it is given by others also, you don't stop earning. You also earn and add. Understand? So every janma if we are a spiritual seeker, Bahunam janmanam ante, Bhagavan says. In every janma, little you are earning. Now you have come and attending Vedanta class. Make this life as the last life and gain fully. What are all that? 6 treasures. First one is Shamaha. Shamaha means Mano Nigraha. Mind should hear my words. I should not hear mind's words. Mano Nigraha. Mastery over my own thinking process. Many people don't have it all. So when they will get anger, they themselves don't know. For what they will be angry, they don't know. How much they will be angry, that also they don't know. What are all the reaction of the angry mind, that also. They say, if I get anger, தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க, எனக்கு கோபம் வந்துச்சுன்னா மனுஷனாவே இருக்க மாட்டேன். மனுஷனா எல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணுவேன்? அவருக்கே தெரியுது. நாய் ஆயிடலாம், கழுதி ஆயிடலாம். I can become a dog or a donkey. People kick and utter so many words which cannot be taken back. Not only that, when he will be sad, he himself doesn't know. For what he will be sad? So always he is in the control of thought process. Here the spiritual seeker should have mano nigraha. Difficult, but worth having. These are all diamonds, gems, not external diamonds and gems, inner diamonds. A person who has all this wealth cannot be shaken by even Indra. That is why the people who have all this wealth are called Maharajas. You know, they are called Maharajas. A person who has the external diamond and gems are called Raja. Small piece of land. But this person, he may not have even Kaupina to cover his body. But he is called Maharaja. Swami so and so Anandaha. Every sannyasi who declares to the world that I can live without any of your wealth which you are boasting, because I have inner wealth. I don't need people to be happy. I don't need possession to be happy. I don't need richness. I don't need even qualification. I don't need possession. My body is there, my mind is there, my buddhi is there. That is the greatest treasure in the creation. You need not give a piece of cloth also to cover my body. 40 years without any cloth, our Totapuri Maharaj, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's Gurudev, lived under a tree. So they consider themselves Maharajas. And society also considers themselves as Maharaja. What treasure they have? They have all this treasure. First one is Shamaha Mano Nigraha. It's a great treasure. Having control over one's own thought process. Second one is Damaha, Indriya Nigraha. Mastery over one's own senses. When Hanumanji sees Ravana for the first time, he sees such a fellow, powerful fellow, he is slave for his own senses. This was the opinion. All the senses, it seems, gathered and conspired against Ravana. Let Ravana conquer all the Devatas and the Triloka. We will conquer Ravana. You see how powerful it is. Similarly, Indra conquered Trilokam. He is the Adhipati for Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka and Suvarloka. He was conquered by his own senses. That Ahalya Vrittanta, you may know. So this treasure is not available even with Devatas. What to talk about local fellows? So that is why the person who has this treasure is not afraid of any powerful person in the creation. He is not hankering for any external richness. Nor he is going to boast about his inner richness. Nor he is going to beg external richness from others. Apnoti swara ajyam. Apnoti manasaspatim vakpatish chaktushpatihi. He is the pati. Manasaha pati. Master of his own mind, master of his mouth. Both eating mouth and speaking mouth. Many don't have. So, Indriya Nigraham, mastery over senses. Then third one is Uparatihi. When he is master over, morning he has mastery, but evening he loses control. No. Uparatihi means consistent. Once for all, Shanti, over. Understood? Once for all, he has settled himself. This is called settling oneself. People say, I want to settle, I want to settle. According to Shastra or Sanatana Dharma, settling means these two only. Which are, do you have control over senses and body and mind? You are settled. Wherever you go, you know how to conduct, and nobody can harm you, hurt you, challenge you, gain victory over you. Even the present day Prime Minister, his personal life is so clean. So everybody is afraid of him. Why? Because personal life is so clean. No corruption. Without corruption, this politician. Family members cannot come near him. So there is no weakness. As a householder, even though he is an householder, married man, but still 9 days he could fast. 9 days every year. Last 35 years he is fasting during Navaratri, he says. And in that 9 days he went to America also and attended so many programs also. Every program has lot of dinner and what you call food items, and all are enjoying alcohol, everything. This man is with lemon water. Bas, 9 days. And that American president was wondering, what fellow this fellow is? He has such a mastery over his senses. Nothing could disturb him. So that is called Raja Rishihi. Rajaha, but Rishitvam is there. Understood? Brahma Rishihi. Brahmanaha, but Rishitvam is there. What about Ravana? Brahma Rakshasaha. So what is the different, what makes different between the Rishi and the Rakshasa? Shama and Dhamma. If the mind and senses are under one's own control, he becomes Rishi. Rishati Janati Atma Tattvamiti Rishihi. He becomes a fit person to gain this knowledge. Otherwise, Rakshasaha. You got the point? So Shama Dhamma is the most important treasure in our spiritual life and very difficult to gain it. Challenge ingada. Ella lecture kuttudla. So you can be a good lecturer, good teacher. You can write notes, you can publish books. Nothing will help if a person doesn't have these two qualities called Dhamma and Shama. Then because of that, Uparati, he is settled. Not wavered mind. So he is committed, consistent in his pursuit of spiritual knowledge. In other words, he becomes a sannyasi once for all. Understood? He becomes a sannyasi. Tyage naike amritatvama nashuhu, once for all. The very Vividisha sannyasa is meant for this Uparati only. Then Titiksha, fourth treasure. Fourth one is what? Titiksha. The capacity to endure onslaughts. The entire creation is going towards one direction. You are coming in the opposite direction. Entire creation, from Jiva Jantus, from even insect onwards, up to the Indra, going in one direction. What is that? Bhoga. Kamini Kanchana Bhoga. This small spiritual seeker who claims himself as Maharaja comes in that crowd in an opposite direction. Imagine a Bombay railway station, you are coming, 1 lakh people are going towards one direction. You have to go opposite direction. What will be there? How much punches you will get from opposite people? Just because you selected the opposite route. That's all. They don't want to hurt you consciously. Because you are going opposite way, naturally, you will get punches. After getting punches, one may think, why I should go opposite way? Let me join the group. So that idea will come. Let me join the majority. If I am alone, then only all are troubling me, na? So let me join the majority. So that capacity to withstand Dvandva Sahanam, it is called. Withstand the dual experiences. Mana, Apamana, Jaya, Apajaya, victory, loss. Because you have to gain over mastery on your mind means what? You may lose some battle, you may win some battle. Each battle you have to face. So mind has its own vagaries, its own ragadvesha, gained in many janmas. Every ragadvesha has to be picked up and kept in front of you. Tell, please tell. Masala dosa, please tell. Should I be a slave for you, masala dosa? Please tell. Many people are slave for coffee, tea, and with milk, without milk. So everything should be brought, and we have to ask the question, am I slave to this? Am I slave to this? Am I slave? Then when I find that I am slave for this, then consciously I have to work to gain mastery over that. In that process, I may gain some time, I may fall victim. So it is a consistent, patience requiring process. So titiksha, it is like a boxer. Not only he gives punch, he receives the punch also. Suppose imagine a boxer who is expert in giving punch but very weak in receiving the punch. What will happen? Knockout. So not only I will give punch against my own vagaries, I can withstand the punches given by own ragadvesha. Indra could have restrained himself na, while going towards Ahalya Devi. Indra could have restrained. Poor fellow could not restrain. Understand? As though he was having dearth of sensory pleasures. All sensory pleasures are at his beck and call, but this fellow's mind towards this. Understand? So that capacity to withstand. Varieties of failures will come. I still remember 15 years before when I was taking class to Christian fathers and nuns in a seminary when I was in Bangalore. I asked the Christian father and nun in the class, I asked, what makes the difference between the Peter and the Judas? One is considered as a saint, another is considered as a person who left Jesus for the sake of money. Why? They could not answer, but I answered. Both failed in understanding the grandness of the Jesus Christ. Both wanted to save themselves. Peter was afraid of death, therefore he told, I don't know Jesus. Judas was greedy for the sake of wealth, therefore he rejected. Both rejected the Christ. Both succumbed to the temptations. But one is saint, another is not saint. Why? Because Peter came back to Christ and asked pardon. Oh my Lord, I have failed. Please give me one more chance. Judas did not come back to Christ. The asking for one more chance is called titiksha. Yes, I failed, but I will not fail in the pursuit. Understood? Every time we vote for the sensory pleasures, we are rejecting the Christ in us. We are rejecting the pursuit. But it is natural. Yes, weak. The mind is weak. Habituated for sensory things. But that will not make me to surrender to the mind or surrender to the senses. I will again get up and fight against my own inner weaknesses. Is called titiksha. You got the point? The titiksha will make a person as a saint. Very important quality. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha agama payino anityaha tam titikshasva. Bharata. Hey Bharata, Arjuna, try to be patient enough, because you are not going to win this battle. This external battle is going to be over maybe 1 month or 18 days or 20 days. But inner battle, Janma after Janma, it has to go on. So what is your plus point? What must be your plus point, your strength point? Titiksha. You are a freedom fighter, not a slave. What is the difference between freedom fighter and the slave? Both are slaves. One accepts and surrenders to the slavery, another doesn't accept and surrenders. That not accepting to the defeats is called titiksha. Understand? How you get this power of persistence? It is called power of persistence. You persist in spite of all tribulations and trials and sufferings. You persist in that pursuit. You endure all the onslaughts. How? Because of one reason. Shastra has told that I will gain knowledge. My Gurudev has told, if you go in this direction, you will certainly become free. That's Shraddha. That's why Bhagavan says, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Tatparaha sanyadendriyaha. This Samadhi Shatka Sampatti only is told there. Tatparatva means what? Same persistence. Sanyadendriyaha shamadamadi indriya nigrahavan. So Shraddha. Astikya buddhihi shastra pramane vishwasaha guru vakye vishwasa. Because if a person goes towards on treasure, hunting treasure, he should be very sure that there is a treasure. And this is the way. And by this method we will get. Correct? Then only you can start the journey at all. After starting, if he doubts whether this is the place, no. So Shraddha. Fifth one is Shraddha. Then Samadhanam. Absorption. Same pursuit. Morning to evening, what pursuit you are doing? Same spiritual practices. Sir, you have to go to office, you have to take care of your family, you have to do other work. Whatever may be the external activities. My inner mind will be with the same pursuit. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to say that the mothers in the village who are coming to sell their products in that village market, she may do many things, but she will never forget that this place I am here to earn money. Okay, she may be feeding the child, sitting and talking to someone else, waving the product, but she will not forget to get money. Understand? So that focus, the absorption, all my pursuits, sarvam karma akilam partha jnane parisamapyate. All my pursuits, whether I am going to be a married or unmarried, grahasthaha or vanaprastaha or sannyasi or naishtika brahmachari. These are all lifestyles. But I am committed for this knowledge. Therefore, I am not time-bound spiritual seeker. I am not day-bound spiritual seeker. Sunday morning, or Friday, no, or 5 time Aradhana, nothing. 24/7, 365 days, if possible 120 years. Asupte amrita kale, Vedanta chintaya kalam naya. This is the advice. Commit yourself for this spiritual practice. It is worthy. May not be easy, but still worthy. But the human mind is always project bound. What I get, what I get, what I get, what I get. Nothing you get, nothing you need to get. Vedanta says what? Nothing you get. By this spiritual practice, nothing you will get. You will find out that nothing you need to get. This is what you are going to gain. So this is not an attractive proposal. Understand? But Shastra says, this is the most wonderful proposition which can be an aim for the entire human life, not in one life. Hundreds of life we can live with this goal. Understood? Because you are here not to acquire. You are here to give up. Little you give up. With the knowledge that one treasure is there which cannot be taken away by anyone. Understood? So what you give up? You give up kama, you give up krodha, you give up jealousy, vatsarya, you give up arrogance, mada, you give up moha, confusions. Nice, na? People want that, but they are not ready to give up. If somebody takes away, they are okay. Remove my confusion. Mohattai kondru vidu, it gives application. Mother says, Arey, you have to do that. I cannot do that. Remove my hunger. If somebody says, what the mummy will tell? Arey, I can provide food. You have to remove your hunger. Understood? So you have to help yourself. If you refuse to help yourself, no force in the creation can help you. So Mother Sarada Devi used to say, 4 anugraha must be there for a human being to gain this knowledge. One is Shastram, second one is Ishvara, third one is Gurudev. Shastram shows the way, Ishvara brings the jiva to the satsanga, and Gurudev takes the responsibility. All three are there automatically, you need not ask for. Ishvara anugraha, Guru anugraha, Shastra anugraha is not enough. Atma anugraha, Atma means one's own inner mind. What is your anugraha on yourself? You should have anugraha for yourself. Inner mind. It should cooperate with these anugrahas. It is like a patient. Medicine is there. Medical technologies are there. Doctor also is there. Nurse is there. But you should be available for treatment. You should allow yourself to be treated. So therefore, this focus, absorption in that same pursuit, morning to evening, without getting bored. When you get bored, you say, when you get bored. When you fix boundary, you get bored. Understood? When you fix something as a result of your action, when you don't get that result, then you are getting bored or depressed. Here, no result at all. Only exhaustion only. Na? All the negative things, aspects of the mind has to be exhausted or removed or made weakened. Shitilam karoti iti Upanishadaha. The very study will make the person to weak his own inner weakness. Oh, these are all there. Yes, I am getting now and then beatings. Karpanya dosho pahada swabhava. This Karpanya dosha was there with him, he was not aware of it. Arjuna was not aware of it. Suddenly it overpowers him, Karpanya dosha. Kripanata. Karpanya dosha means Kripanata, wretchedness. Beggarliness. Wretchedness means what? Despicable condition. I am in a despicable condition. All the while he was having the idea, I am a honorable one. Suddenly he found himself, I am in a despicable condition. Daya karo, daya karo, daya karo. Like that, we will think, na. Have grace on me, what? I am in wretched condition. So every individual, especially the spiritual seeker, knows. Because his Vivek Shakti has awakened. Na? Torchlight has come. So, what is there inside the mind? It shows. If a person is not strong enough to handle all this, very difficult for him to proceed further. Proceed towards what? Mumukshutvam. Strong desire to be free. Many freedom fighters who fought for the freedom of political freedom of the nation were silenced. Na? They were silenced. They were put in the jail. They were silenced and they were punished. So as even small punishment they got, many people withdraw themselves from freedom fighting. Appa, namugantampa inda adi vadalla. Few people like Subhash Chandra Bose, Subramanya Bharati, without any selfishness, they gave up their entire life for the sake of Swarajya. Political freedom. If political freedom itself involves so much of struggle, imagine. Spiritual freedom. This political slavery is only 200-year-old slavery, British slavery. 200-year-old slavery requires 70, 80 years of fighting. And 200,000 Janmas slavery, how much it will be fighting. So mentally I am ready. Mentally I am ready to fight eternally. As long as I conquer mind, I will not stop. That is the attitude of a sadhaka. I should be fully convinced that I am free from all these weaknesses. That's what Vishwamitra Rishi's story says. He wanted to become a jnani, that's all. Spiritual seeker. Brahmanatvam. Because he found this real Brahmanatvam is in spirituality. Real Maharajatvam is in spirituality. Dikshatriyatvam, he says. Useless Kshatriyatva. All external powers and positions are all useless. This man sitting in a hut, having one small cow, and he is enjoying the entire creation. So let me become a Brahmana. That was his pursuit, you know. How much difficulty. Initially his senses cheated him. Then his mind getting anger cheated him. So every time he failed, 1,000 years of tapasya gone. Every time he failed. But he learned from that failure and changed the place also. Technique also is changed. You have to study that Vishwamitraji's story. Never stopping attitude. In that process, he lost his own children. He gave up his kingdom, emperorhood, everything he gave. But he did not stop. Brahma Rishi Tvam, the degree he wanted to have. You are Brahma Rishi. And that too, not from ordinary fellows. Vasishta should tell. Vice Chancellor should tell. The degree can be given, suppose if degrees are given by MLAs or ward members. Will you accept that? Arey, you should have the capacity to give degree to me. You must be Vice Chancellor. Then only I will accept that. It should be from university. And as a sign of that mastery over that knowledge, I should be a person who discovered a special knowledge which was not discovered so far. He says, that which is not revealed to any of the rishis, including Vasishta Rishi, should be revealed to me. Then only I will stop my tapas. Then Gayatri Mantra was revealed to him. The present Gayatri Mantra, which is chanted by spiritual seekers, are revealed to Vishwamitraji. This is the way. Then you have become Brahma Rishi. Appa, Apradan says, stop pannar. He stopped his pursuit after that. Then whole life is for Loka Kalyan. Then he goes to Bhagavan, Rama, and invites him, trains him, and finds out a bride, nice bride, makes them to get married, Sita and Rama, then gives Ashirvad and take care. Afterwards, he is not in the Ramayana at all. He doesn't come back. Only 15 days, his role. He goes to Dasharatha's court, asks Rama for 10 days, then Yajna Purti over, then takes the Rama to bridegroom to bride's palace and manages to join them, get married. Then gives Ashirvada. Poitore and Tata. This is our Jnani. Get the point? So, one should be ready for a long innings. Nothing we are going to gain, nothing we are going to lose. If at all something is lost, those things will be what? Unwanted things. What we are going to lose in the spiritual journey? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So let them go. This must be the attitude of a spiritual seeker. Otherwise, what happened? So he comes. Many people, the crash course. One fellow came and asked, Swamiji, is there Vedantic crash course? Yes, I told, yes. First you have to crash yourself, then course will start. The Pramana Vakyam is very important. Dantaha uparatihi titikshuhu samahitaha bhutva eva. Once you become like that only, Atmani eva Atmanam Pashya. Otherwise it is not possible. Na avirataha duscharitat, na shanto, na samahitaha, na shanta manaso vapi, prajnane nainam apni. You won't get it. So, these 6 treasures, we will see how we have to gain them, what is the utility of gaining them, what is the sign that we have gained them. About each one, we will see in the next classes. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
Piba